Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Must Be Catchy podcast, episode 11.
2 out of 2.
I'm still rolling with it. I'm your host,
Doing a
Trevor
start
Monreal. And your other host here is at Almedistrophic. How you doing today, Alex?
I almost messed that up there, bud. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Well, thanks, man. We have returning guest, Alias. How you doing, man?
I am well.
Well, that's good. And also a returning guest, Poot Loops.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing well. All right, cool. It's good to have you guys back. We can start off with the Team Fortress 2 and CS:GO source code got leaked, and people were freaking out about it. But recently, Valve came out and said it's actually not a big deal. I don't know if anybody heard about this, but it's actually kind of cool. Well, like, cool in a way that, like, apparently people can do stuff with the TF2 source code that they couldn't do before. I don't know. I don't know if any read this. Well, okay, so the source code got leaked, and that means people can start modding the current build, but also people were concerned that so much so that Valve had to release a official statement saying that they can't mod it, or they found no reason for TF2 and CS:GO players to be alarmed or void the current builds. So apparently people thought, or like, if you're really good, you could somehow access the current builds and like mess with people, make their computers unsafe and shit.
I do remember hearing something about that. I just like when I went over, I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll just like log because I don't like logging to Steam enough.
I mean, I think the worst thing you could do is make a really good cheating tool. That's pretty much it. Unless, like, Valve has some major glaring issues in the source code itself.
You would think that they wouldn't, since they've been working on the game for so long. Yeah, I mean,
You would
they've been
think.
they've been patching and fixing and all that stuff forever. So, but then again, that's also when you get the most spaghetti out of it.
CS:GO has been riddled with hackers the whole existence.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't really gotten too much better, but it'd be a lot worse if they didn't have the VAC ban system, which I think is a good system. Stuff like ESEA is obviously better, but it's really intrusive on people's systems. I don't have anything to hide personally, but I understand why people wouldn't want to go the ESEA route. And then, since they made the game free to play, it's been way worse. Because people they don't just they don't have to buy an account now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a new one.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
the worst anti-cheat software I've ever had the chance to experience would be the Electronic Arts Bitrader, I think it's called. It is absolutely horrible.
What's so bad
It
about
takes up like 20% CPU time.
Oh my god.
And then like rescans every single file on your computer every time you launch the game.
That's gross.
It's utterly terrible, and the funny thing is you can still play the game if you have the old installation disk. Like, without it. It's not even going to be like a forced download. They just shoved it on the PCs of people that started playing the game like 2 or 3 years ago.
That's fucked up.
which one was this?
Bitrader.
EA's not very good with a lot of
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's horrible.
I'm
don't
about
say.
their surprise mechanics.
So I've been seeing a lot of posts on Reddit, and I mean, I know it's not one of the topics, but like going as for like anti-cheat systems and bring that up, like Valorant. A lot of people getting banned in Valorant, like wrongly because of the anti-cheat system.
Yeah, their anti-cheat's like super strong. Apparently, some guy plugged in his USB and got banned. I don't know how reliable that is, but apparently plugging in something.
That sounds like a meme, but I may believe it.
I
It's a
don't
better
know.
game.
Imagine like your mouse stops working and you plug it out and plug it back in and instantly get banned.
Yeah.
That would be
And since I use a Razer mouse, that's going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm awaiting my ban.
I mean, I'm sure there's like like circumstances that like might be like.
Well, it was pretty common that some of the people cheating on CS:GO would have. And it's gonna sound like ridiculous because I'm not gonna phrase it correctly. Like the hacks installed in their mouse.
Yeah. Well, that was a thing back, especially back in the day, like when like there were a lot of LAN tournaments. You could
for
bring your
LAN
own,
tournaments.
you could bring your own mouse and keyboard, right? And but like nothing else. So you couldn't like sit there obviously and like fuck with the computers if it would be too obvious. So you would just bring so you'd have like you'd have everything installed on the mouse that you would plug in and like the hacks would go on there.
Yeah.
That's
it sounds ridiculous, but it's
really. I don't think that would work that well today.
Actually,
because if you had a mouse
from the Indian
with
optics team or whatever, I don't know what he was using though.
I mean,
they caught him. Oh.
Yeah, but that would have to be like really majorly professional software to the point that you could fit it on something that can basically fit into your USB and load DLLs or go RAM searching. Because any mouse or keyboard you plug in, the PC usually doesn't like recognize them as trusted sources. It allows them to communicate, but it's not going to let them access RAM directly, which you need for most cheats.
Well, there's some scripts you can get away with, though, right?
Yeah, but
and I mean that can be just enough of the edge to.
I mean, yeah, smaller cheats, sure, but not like anything major, like I don't know, or aimbot or something like that.
Well, like even something like walling could be advantageous in CS:GO, right?
Yeah,
like,
but
like
you wouldn't do walling on LAN though. You would do something like
everyone would see.
Everyone would see it. You do something like low recoil or toggle key for toggle to snap, and then that way you can kind of have walls, but not be as obvious about it. That's why there's like people like Flusha who got accused where their cursor would kind of drag across.
Yeah, I've seen those, dude. I don't.
And if there was ever a cheater of the people who haven't been banned yet in CS:GO, I would not be surprised if Flush is one of them. But I'm not going to get into that. It's just like
I don't watch CS:GO enough to like care, but I love just watching those like cheater compilations made by like fans or whatever. The like basically people are just accusing other people of cheating. I like watching that just because even if they're not cheating, it's like still sick what these people can do if they're not cheating, you know. And if they are cheating, it's like wow, it's super obvious. I don't know. I remember seeing the Flusha ones though; those are like crazy.
And so with the thing is, Flush is really good too. So like regardless of that, yeah. Sorry.
So with these leaks, like so a lot of like I know Team Fortress has like custom game modes and stuff like that people can implement. You think that would make it easier for people to develop like mods and stuff for the game?
I mean, it should. They have the access to their source code now, right? So, or at least
yeah, so they can see better what connects to what.
Yeah,
I mean that's like Skyrim's source code, source engine or whatever it was, the SK. It's basically a compilation of source codes. That does not work, Boot. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't that a... Oh, nice. I like it.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
I like
it. Yeah, like the SK engine, things like that. They're basically a compilation of parts of the source code that a company like was comfortable releasing to the modding community.
Dude, that's actually fucking terrifying, dude. The red one.
Yeah.
I'm just playing with the settings. We'll get it. Oh, yeah. I like that.
So, you mentioned the Skyrim source code, like kind of DSK and all that stuff. So, there's a guy who made a mod by himself, does DLC better than the devs for Skyrim, and then he got hired by Bungie. Did you read about that?
It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. It's not surprising.
He had like 30 hours of gameplay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising that someone did that, but I mean, if a person does that, then he's basically ready to join the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as a developer, because like the hours are absolutely abhorrent there. It's horrible.
You hurt himself too.
I accidentally punched my chair on the way.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It only hurt a little.
Oh.
So, like, my friend, back in the day when the Half-Life 2 deathmatch was a thing, Joe Guma. He made his co-op.
A fake name, dude. You can say a friend of mine.
Yeah,
but
you didn't have
that was his. No, that was his in-game name. So, but it's called JS. Yeah, it's called JSC. Basically, so whatever co-op, and he made co-op maps for Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. So that was back in the day when you could actually run AI in the actual deathmatch, and you could actually run through levels with like 16 other people, which was really fun. And he did all that stuff, but like that relied heavily on whenever Valve was allowing heavy modding, and they released their codes and source and all that shit. Yeah. So I think it's high time they released codes on like Team Fortress and stuff.
Yeah, well, they didn't like voluntarily release it, but
oh yeah, no, definitely not voluntarily. Well, I think they should have done it sooner.
All right, we can probably...
Also, people script the crap out of Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, though.
Yeah, they did.
And I know this because my roommate in college was like, I'm so good at the game. And then he was very obviously scripting. He said, oh, everyone does it. And I was like, okay, hack v hack, I guess. You know, that's fun. Or script v script, I guess. But it was really boring to watch after a while.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, from a developer perspective, that's super interesting to watch sometimes. When you have like two really great devs trying to basically hack each other, or, I don't know, best each other in some game that's hackable. It can be really interesting to watch. Because sometimes, really rarely, if they're using machine learning, you can see them actually improve the hack real time.
Mm-hmm.
No way. That's cool.
Well, yeah. I've seen that done. It's like, it starts off boring as hell. Because the so-called AI doesn't have absolutely any idea what it's doing. But like when you get to like the 50th or 60th iteration, depending on how good the AI is, it can really be good. Like if you put that thing against pro players, it will wipe them all out good.
Oh, so like Tesla's or Elon Musk's AI?
No.
Whatever it was. Not that one?
Wait, he has his own AI now too? I thought he was afraid of AI.
I thought no, the bot. I thought they made one for Dota.
Oh, they made one of those a while ago, yeah.
That thing's amazing.
Yeah, because they use machine learning and stuff like that.
They won, right? They ended up winning.
Yeah, it's still around.
But that's already cheating because you're a bot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, it's not cheating. You're not playing. You're quite honest. Like
exactly.
I made a bot. Like you're playing against the bot. Sorry, that's person.
I think to call it cheating is to deny those robots human rights, which is kind of fucked up, Poot.
I don't think robots deserve human rights because they're not.
Oh my god, bro!
That's right. They deserve robot rights.
You can't say that.
They deserve robot rights. That's absolutely true.
You can't say that. You have to do the bidding of our future robot overlords.
Yeah, you gotta say everything positive, all right?
I don't know.
You guys are just gonna sit by the side and just let them take over.
Yes.
I mean, there's not much we can do at that point.
Yeah. Have you seen the Terminator? They can go back in time, dude.
Yeah.
Once they take over, the only thing you can do is like watch Terminator on TV.
I thought you were gonna say bend over.
Yeah, bend over.
That as well. Watch Terminator on TV while bent over.
Okay, we should probably move on.
I don't even know where we went with that.
Well, we got took on our robot overlords while talking about Team Fortress 2 Source Lake.
Okay, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
I don't know. Wait, why is this stupid reaction there? Okay, there we I don't know if anyone keeps up with League of Legends stuff here, but I thought there was at least an interesting thing to talk about because it was big news that's happening. Because at least it was big news when the first time it happened, but now it's big news again. But there's ethics stuff, and a lot of people love talking about ethics, at least on this show. So, God damn it, Alex. I don't know if anyone keeps up with League of Legends here, but there's a really famous pro player named Doublelift. I'm sure, like a lot of people have heard of Doublelift. He apparently is getting traded back to TSM, which is huge news because TSM's like the biggest org on the for League of Legends. And but the thing is, apparently he was doing really bad on this team that won back-to-back. Like they won 4 splits in a row, like back-to-back-to-back, which has never happened before. And then they got 9th place this season with only like 1 roster upgrade. So it was really bad. He was performing bad in particular. Well, he's dating the president of TSM during this entire time. And so now he's after a split of performing badly, he requests to get traded, and then he gets traded to TSM. So a lot of people thought a lot of people were saying like there's ethics about it or whatever. A lot of people are saying that like TL's head coach is really nice and will like a Doublelift go wherever he wants anyways, you know? All he cares about is winning, and obviously Doublelift doesn't want to win on Team Liquid anymore. But a lot of people thought this is very interesting. I thought it was funny at least because like he's dating the president of TSM. And what's funny is the president of TSM used to date the CEO of TSM, like the person who owns it, Reginald. So
Reggie.
Yeah, so Reggie was dating Lena, and then they traded a Doublelift, which everyone considers a bad move. Once they lost Doublelift because they stopped winning because TSM was also winning its org until TL got there. So he traded Doublelift to TL, but now then Reginald and Lena broke up. And Lena started dating Doublelift, then got Doublelift back, which is also funny. Like an obviously not true theory about how Reginald basically told Lena to get Doublelift back. Either way, it's just a bunch of funny shit. But I just want to know you guys'
quite honestly. Yeah, just like quite honestly, you don't shit where you eat. Like, let's be honest. If you're working in a company, you should not. Yeah, unless you're into really kinky shit, and let's not go there. But like, if you're working in a company, you really should not be dating your CEO or owner. That's major foul play. That is not going to end well.
It's esports, and like the ethics just aren't, established. Some stupid shit has happened before. I was on a Challenger League team once upon a time, and it's kind of a wild world. It's one of the reasons why it's like risky.
You took a shit where you eat.
No, just stupid shit happened. I decided to do college instead, and they got banned for some win trading because of some in-game nonsense. Not win trading, account sharing. It was dumb.
Yeah. Well,
anyways,
they pretend like the League of Legends world is pretty like sophisticated
esports in general.
Now, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, there's still crazy shit happened. Like last year, Cloud9 got like super fined because they found out that to make players stay on their org, they were giving out shares of the organization to each player, like each year that they're on the organization. So people like Sneaky, who just got fired or whatever, is still part owner, and which is really weird because you can't be part owner of an organization while playing for another team. So like Sneaky would have to sell his shares of Cloud9 to play for another team. So there's a bunch of weird
conflict of interest.
Yeah, and now fucking the mid laner of TSM, what's his name? I'm so stupid. Bergson. He's like a co-owner of TSM now, which is like what people were complaining about too. Like they're just giving out like because TSM's been doing badly, like I said before. That's why they want a Doublelift back. But they're doing badly, so they're gonna lose their star mid laner Bjergsen, and so they actually just like, oh fuck it, we'll give you part ownership, just don't leave. Which obviously like newer orgs can't do. Like literally, you have to play for a team for like 3 years before you can get ownership for a team. So I don't know, it's just a bunch of weird shit that people complain about.
Yeah, but at the same time, he could just sell it.
Yeah.
Or like transfer ownership to one of his friends. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, I mean, if you're going that way, it is a conflict of interest. You can't own one team and play for another team that's basically competing against them. Because there is monetary gain in play. But on the other hand, they are professional players. You think that their definition of, wanting to win would overweigh their potential financial decision? It depends. I mean, if they're getting 50 million for winning and losing gets them what, maybe 500,000, what do you think they choose?
Yeah, but League of Legends players get paid way more for just being there than by winning.
There's also matches where the outcome doesn't matter except for bracketing, and stuff like that. And that's happened in the past where people have thrown games and have been fined for it. And those instances could come up.
Yeah, but that's happened in Olympic Games.
Of course.
Yeah.
For years.
It's just so that's what I'm saying. So it's going to happen regardless in the esports because of that. And one of the things is obviously financial gain is part of the reason why.
Mm.
So it's unethical.
Badminton, I think, like during the last Olympic Games, in badminton, they disqualified something like 50 countries because they were basically trying to get themselves into brackets with like the worst positioned people, just so they would have an easier time getting to the
bracket
top.
Match fixing is what it's called. Match fixing. That's not allowed. And people match fix in esports all the time because they want to play against specific people in their first round, but it's not right.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, but you can't ban everything that's not right. I mean, you can ban it, but people will still do it.
Yeah, but imagine if you're the jungler for TSM now, and at the same time you're asked to gank for the mid laner who's a part owner of the company, while also getting asked to get ganked for by the ADC who's dating the president of the company. Who do you go to? You know what I mean?
You go to who the shot caller tells you to go to, and that's what usually the support.
You listen to the boss.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's just...
Or you listen to your financial advisor.
Your IGL, or your financial advisor, yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Like, it's such a conflict of interest for an employee to date like a supervisor or
the president of the
boss,
organization,
or especially the CEO, the president of the organization. It is such a conflict and unethical thing for the president to do any of that. So it's not on the employee that is kind of, it's kind of an employee, but employee's not really one that's fucking up. It's the CEO or the supervisor. The position of power is the one who's now abusing the relationship, has the potential to abuse the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's an abusive, professional relationship.
Give him that quid pro quo.
Yeah, if you don't go under the table right now, I'll fire you.
Well, I'd be more worried about him underperforming or something like that, and no one feels like they can do anything about it because that's the owner or manager or whatever's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
I've had that happen.
That is why it's
the thing you usually do is people start threatening to leave, and then it basically fixes itself.
Pretty hard to do that in the esports scene. That's pretty cutthroat.
Yeah, it might be cutthroat, but people will still hire like pro grade players if they just say like, we're getting abused by the CEO because she, prefers being bonked by her boyfriend rather than winning.
Yeah, I bet if you made a big enough deal about it on Reddit, then you gain traction. But there's some
it's still the risk. It's still a huge risk, especially like things can backfire and you can get blacklisted from organizations. Not that would necessarily happen in this case. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they can make a really good case for it, but that shit's always a risk every time you do that.
Well,
honestly, I think every pro player in esports should then be a virgin.
Yeah, true. Well, even worse thing that happens in League of Legends all the time, which is super fucked up. It's actually killed people's careers. So say you piss off your manager or whatever, and you're like a young upstart, or even worse, you're doing really, really well, and you're asking for a raise, or you're not going to play or something, or you try to like leverage your position, what they'll do is they put you in contract though, which will basically put you in academy, right? And they just sit you there, and your contract could be for like 3 to 5 years, which is generally the life of a League of Legends player's career. And so, like, say, like, you're popping off, you could go to, like, another team and get $1 million a year, but instead your manager's like, nah, we don't want you to play for, like, another team because you'll be too good on their team. So you're going to sit on our academy squad, you won't make any money, basically, whatsoever, and you'll be stuck with our contract for 5 years. You know what I mean?
That's why you don't.
Yeah, but that's why you need a good lawyer and a good financial advisor when you make those decisions.
So something like that happened to Tifa.
You're not gonna sign a $5 million contract without having a specialized lawyer and financial advisor.
Actually, a lot of them do.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Especially
yeah,
they're like
that is really fucking stupid.
These are people that may not have decided to go the college path or anything like that, and they just see the money and they go, let me grab that. And I don't blame them for it, because honestly, I would have probably done the same exact fucking thing.
And they're young too. They're like,
and they're very young.
From like 16 to like 19 years old when they're.
Yeah, but that's an education problem.
Well, yeah, but you can't just chop it down to an education.
It used to be that you could do both. It really, and I'm not saying that you can't do both now, but it used to be that you could do both. But here's the thing about esports: unlike actual sports, the rules of the game, things change constantly, and you have to always like know what you're doing. You need to dedicate way more time to an esport than you actually need to dedicate to a real life sport, because there's only like a finite amount of time you can dedicate to a real life sport before you get exhausted, and the rules don't change. Mm-hmm. So nowadays, it used to be like, oh yeah, you can go to college, you can do all this stuff, and you could still like win tournaments and like big tournaments. Nowadays, you have a full-time job. You will not. There's no way you will ever like be able to break out into the esports scene unless you're just sacrificing your social life and everything. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but that's an issue.
You have to give up education almost to become an esport pro at this time.
Yeah, so that's
an issue that needs to be discussed and that needs to be fixed, because you like every single one of like professional sports players does have an educational background. They might not be smart, they might not earn that degree, but they still have it.
So
I think it should be like a league or an esports requirement to actually be educated to enter it, or to be going.
That's a spicy take, actually. That's a spicy take. I've never heard that before.
But the only reason to do that is what? To level the playing field. Because not everyone's going to say, screw school, I'm going to dedicate all my time to this video game in particular, so I have a very small chance at making it big. Like,
all right, I like that. Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you have to do now. It used to be,
I know.
We like video games a lot, and I play them as my hobby, and I can compete because I play this game more than other people and practice, and I'm smart and intelligent. Now, I'm 14, I want to play Fortnite, I want to go ham at it, and anyone who doesn't spend all their time on this game is going to get absolutely smashed, no matter no matter what their natural ability is. Because
that's an issue.
Games change patch per patch, and you have to keep up with it. I was LEM in CSGO. I'm literally gold 2 now. I haven't played in years. That stuff does not stick with you. You have to practice every day, constantly. You have to give up your education at this point in time in order to make it in the esports scene, because it's so big.
And I'm going to go back to what Ali said, right?
Yeah, sorry.
So I read a Reddit post along the lines of what you were saying.
That was a good rant, though.
These young kids, especially going on Valorant. Valorant is coming out like, the post addressed the fact that all these young kids in high school or whatever not, and these younger kids like in middle school or whatever not, these young kids, 14, 18, range, want to go pro, and because they want to go pro, they're gonna miss out on their education. They're gonna just put too much time to where they're gonna fail out of high school. So the advice that is best given is, look, be a kid first, right? That is 100%. You want to be a kid first. You want to learn. You finish out especially high school, but dedicate whatever free time you can, obviously outside of your schoolwork, to actually, learning the game. Don't just go full ham. You're not becoming an esports like professional and, becoming like a pro is like 1 in a million chance. It's like one of those things, like it's super rare. It's not something everybody can do. Even if you're like top of the tier, you still might be on the bottom of the tier, and you might not even be picked for esports at all.
And your game has to succeed too.
Yeah, that's a crazy. Okay, that's a crazy thing that Pooh talked about. That I want to bring up real quick. That a lot of these people don't get paid either. If you're top esport pro, like the top Fortnite players get paid. That's what they talk about. That one kid who got $1 million or whatever. Those other kids didn't get paid. Well, I mean, some of them did, obviously, but like the vast majority of people, even if they got paid once, like some kid won like 60 grand, they're probably not making 60 grand the next year. They're like actually, I know for a fact that they're not making 60 grand next year. Like people like Tfue, who won early tournaments in Fortnite, he's not winning tournaments anymore. He made it by being a streamer. He's not making it by being an esports pro in Fortnite. The biggest name in Fortnite isn't making it by being an esports pro in Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like
it's about being a streamer. You need to like branch out your income. You can't roll the dice on one thing.
Yep, franchising.
Like,
I agree that's the smart move. But if you want to be the top of the top, you literally have to sacrifice it. I don't think it's good to do it.
You need to. It's an ongoing discussion because as well as that you need education, you also need mental health. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And mental health's been a huge issue. There was that whole team that committed suicide.
Holy shit, really?
I can forecast.
Not a whole team. There was someone on the team. I can't remember. In China.
Yeah, but
it was a long time ago.
China, it's a kind of a different thing than like US.
Well, that's why they beat us in esports. Dude, Korea, you should have seen how Korea was back in the original League of Legends days whenever they dominated. You heard shit like Faker used to share a room with 5 people because SKT.
I'd like to know what Faker's background like in education is and stuff like that because I feel like he might be one of the exceptions to it. But if I wouldn't also not be surprised if he like gave up everything for League of Legends.
I'm pretty sure he gave up. I'm pretty sure he quit high school at 16 because he was already like esports.
And that's when they pull him out. They pull him out at 16. That's ridiculous. That's before you even get out of high school.
That should be a stopgap. Yeah. It's basically child abuse and child enslavement. You're making a 16-year-old, someone who's not even a legal adult, play for money while ignoring their mental health, physical health, and education.
Yeah.
It should be technically illegal.
Well, the problem with that is in the United States, 16s when like a high schooler can just be like, no, I'm not going to go to high school anymore by themselves. Because you can legally emancipate yourself at 16 when you're in the United States.
I mean, you can legally emancipate yourself at like 13 in Europe, most of Europe, but you still need to finish high school. It's a requirement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like here in the United States, you could be like, I'm going to legally emancipate myself and become an esports pro. You know what I mean?
I gave up esports for college, and I don't regret it.
I mean, quite honestly, if I was like a parent in US and my kid was, going for esports, if they fucking emancipated themselves and thought that, they'd be sitting in a fucking bedroom in a house that I'm paying for like 16 hours a day playing games. Like, no, bro, that shit won't fly. Like, you're either getting a job, you're finishing high school, or you can try your luck on the fucking street. Like, you can see what real fucking life looks like.
My strategy is the opposite. I'm going to pump out as many kids as possible and force them all into rooms to become esports pros. Because only one of them has to make it for me to get rich, you know what I mean? So it's like the opposite for me. I'm just going to like...
So child abuse.
Well, it's not child abuse if they want to do it.
We know who we need to call after this stream, right?
Yep.
TYS.
Alright,
child services. Just to keep an eye on Trevor.
Before we move on to another topic, can we get like a yes or no on like, is this conflict of interest? Because I just want to get curious. Because a lot of people on the subreddit are TSM fans, so they're like, this is not conflict. Everyone's saying this is non-conflict of interest, and people like tweeted, this is conflict of interest too, of like the analysts or whatever.
It's conflict of interest, but it's looser rules in esports because like they're just not. It's just not all laid out yet. I mean, it's 100% conflict of interest. It's almost nepotism, but it's not because it's not a family member. But it's conflict of interest.
Okay.
If it were a family member, it would be even worse. Imagine
family
dating your family member that is
the higher
dating your family member.
This is how I feel about this discussion, basically. My camera is blurring.
Okay, we can move on. That was a little fun topic for us, though. Well, since we've already been talking about it in the chat, we can move on to the Alinity drama. I don't know how to breach this one either. These topics are like the most interesting ones because that's the one everyone wants to hear about. But I don't know how to breach the topic.
I have no idea what it is.
Okay, well you don't.
All right.
Does anyone in here know who Alinity is?
Yeah. So she had a wardrobe malfunction, as the news likes to call it.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Kotaku news?
Okay, so basically, if you're
did she punt her cat again?
No. Hey, so you know who Alinity is, at least.
Not a kitty, just a titty.
Yeah. So basically,
okay.
What happened was she literally it was an accident, of course, but she literally lifted up her shirt and exposed an entirety of something of hers, obviously, and so a lot
she
of people
exposed her tits.
Yeah. So a lot of people.
Only one.
A lot of people talking about it. For one, because there's hypocrisy there, because she never gets banned. She hasn't been banned yet, obviously. So, like a lot of people, like one chick flashed her hoo-ha, and she did get banned. You know, and that was accidental too. But she didn't actually like physically lift up her own shirt and show it. You know what I mean? Then there are like people who get banned for like the chick who got banned this week for drawing. She's a. It's not hentai because it's not nude, obviously. It's like lewd anime chicks, I don't describe it. But they're fully clothed, and they're dressed in the same... The character is dressed the same as she, like, is in the anime, too. Which is, like, you're allowed to play the video game on stream. So you're allowed to play the video game on stream with a chick dressed this way. This chick drew the character dressed this way, and she got banned for it. For drawing a character who's fully clothed, not nude. But Alinity can flash her boob on stream and not get banned.
I just want to interrupt you for a second. The first thing that popped up in Google Images when I looked up Alinity drama is what I'm about to post. It is the absolutely funniest fucking face I've seen. Oh
yeah, her face is hilarious.
It's Alin's reaction. Like, she's just waiting.
Where do we start with this?
Jesus Christ.
I've been like a big Alinity hater for a long time. I hate to say that, like just in general, like. But here's the thing: do I think she should be banned for that? Yes, absolutely, without a question. Yeah.
She should just move to
people should continue posting her image absolutely everywhere, or the videos absolutely everywhere? No. Should people blame Alinity for her not getting banned? Absolutely not. It is not her fault, and people do. She gets crap every day. I'm like, I picked on her so much that I'm gonna like throw her, like a little defense here. I don't want to say throw her a bone because
because of that implication.
Because of them. Right, but here's like the thing: is like, she gets so much shit. That's horribly embarrassing. People are being pretty mean about it, even though I'm laughing at a lot of it. And
people are being pretty mean about it, me included.
I'm not being mean about it. I'm just laughing at what mean people are saying.
So here's the best part.
It's not a flattering photo.
It's not a flattering photo. To be honest, I don't think that they should be reposting her image.
Well, yeah,
whether it's with her tits out or with her tits in. I don't think that you should be giving
in or out. I like
media space or visibility to someone who can't act decently. She's had a really long, basically, timeline of acting indecently on her streams. She's been doing very troubling shit. She punted her fucking cat. Like, that's animal abuse. I mean, you should not be supporting someone like that.
Gave her dog alcohol as well? Don't forget that one.
Cat.
Oh, that was the cat that she gave alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, you should not be giving someone like that media presence. It glorifies them.
So I know why Twitch is like kind of, I guess, because she's a definitely major revenue stream for Twitch because you got all these people putting money into it.
Well,
but if they banned her, guess what those simps do? They go to other streamers, and then they donate in those streamers, and it spreads the revenue out. So Twitch isn't losing revenue by banning her.
The revenue argument never made sense to me because they've banned streamers that generate far more revenue than her. And for less.
Well, okay, here's the other thing. They banned XQC, which he did it himself. But we have to talk about this on the podcast. He showed
Honey Pop.
It's worse. It's Strip Connect 4 game, and it showed an anime girl titty, and then he swapped. He got banned for that for 3 days. So, but then he didn't get banned for.
I think he tries to get banned though. He wants a break every now and then.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was trying, but the point still stands. I think that Alinity just has a pass from Twitch, man. I literally don't think she can get banned. Like I don't know. That was it.
Well, it's
that was
okay.
the moment.
She banned herself.
Like
I think it's a major Twitch problem because they don't enforce their rules.
Yeah, but the only way you're going to stop it is, you guys got to stop using Twitch. Stop using Twitch. Are you going to stop using Twitch? No. No, you're not going to stop using Twitch.
Trevor, we're moving in the next podcast to Mixer, right?
Yeah, no. I can't.
No, but like, I think the major issue with it's not even the content creators. It's the Twitch itself. They don't enforce their rules across the entire board equally.
Yeah,
let's be honest about it.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly why I think like the hate needs to be deflected a little bit from Alinity to Twitch. I know it's really easy to hate her,
but she shouldn't also be hated.
And her tweet that says "Don't hate me" because Twitch doesn't enforce their own rules. I mean, we dislike Alinity because of things she's done specifically to the animal. I could care less about the nipple. I could care. I honestly, in my world, that's a day ban and a slap on the wrist, and you're good. People are going to blow it out of proportion because it's Alinity. And every single time we forget about her, she pops a titty out or she gives alcohol to her cat or something like that.
An animal.
I'm scrolling through Twitter. I guess FaZe Ewok got blocked from her. Got banned from her. This is like so we got professionals getting.
Well, FaZe Ewok is like a 15-year-old deaf girl.
I don't know who this person is.
It makes you like super sad.
Oh, that was the girl that posted on it, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. Her tweet got more likes than hers. So that's why she got banned.
The general consensus is we shouldn't hate on her because she popped her titty out. We should hate on her because she punted her cat and gave her alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
animal abuse bad. Nipples, whatever. You should be banned, but you know, like don't like spread the video around. Don't hate on her and stuff like that. I know she's trying to do a PR move by saying she's gonna ban her. She's gonna take a suspension of herself for 3 days.
That makes it even worse, though. That to me, honestly, that infuriates me more because it's like, why wouldn't Twitch just ban you? You know
I mean, she could literally just ask Twitch, like, can you just ban me just to,
like for fucking PR move, please.
Yeah, the fact that
please ban me for once, you know? She'd actually benefit from being banned.
Use me as an example, you know?
Actually, yeah, you know, that'd probably be, that's like a 200 IQ play, dude. Like, maybe even 400, all right?
And plus not to mention when streamers get back from bans, like, their streams blow up anyways.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was Linny's. I'd reach out to Twitch and say, please ban me for 3 days. Just so people, because then people won't be like, it's unbelievable, she never gets banned. You know, like, it'd be like, hey, she's gotten banned. She argues, I've been suspended before. The one time she got suspended, it was like some stupid thing, like porn showed up on her screen or something for like a little bit. And honestly, I don't even think she should have been banned for that. But there's so much more that she should have been banned for. So to be
quite honest, I think you should, as a professional streamer, have a bit more. I don't know how to say it.
Though. You're doing
professionalism to not be opening porn during your stream or have it open already before your stream.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes. I've seen people get like really like intelligently debated by people before. Like they're on their Discord and they're doing like they're in a specific area on their Discord that's safe. and like because it's like a competition and they're doing it within the Discord, and somebody just like quickly slips it in like before the mods can delete it or whatever, because they have mods specifically watching or whatever. Then it's like for like a split second, you see like a big
why
dick.
you should have like vetted posts or things like whitelist that ban certain links.
If you're a big streamer, absolutely.
That's what like going on that.
There's no excuse for that.
If you're a big streamer, you should have obviously a sterile computer, or sterile streaming setup.
Yeah.
And then by sterile, that's PC. You know what I mean. There's nothing on it.
Make sure it's really fucking clean.
Just move your DNS to one of the DNSs that blocks all of the porn sites.
Yeah.
Like there are literally like 15 or 16 companies that block DNSs specifically for porn sites. You should move to that if you.
They can still post the image in Discord.
Enough money. You can post the image in Discord, yes, which is why you should have moderators in Discord that vet every image before it's posted.
There's really no excuse in 2020 for slip-ups. If you slip up, just but I do think it should only be like a day ban at the most, I
don't think it's that big of a deal. I think if you like show a dick for like a split second on stream, as long as you're like mature content on your stream, then I think you're okay.
Depends what.
Like, that's a dick. See you tomorrow.
Do you show the tip or the shaft?
It doesn't matter. Like,
which one's more offensive? You have to know that it's a dick.
What's more offensive?
Because I don't think I don't think the shaft is offensive at all. I think if you show somebody like
the shaft, if you zoom in on it, you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think you get banned for a shaft of a dick. That
could be an old man's finger, really big finger.
Old man's finger.
Really big fat finger, right?
Well, we're assuming it's a fat dick.
It better not be erect.
All right.
We
beat this fucking horse to death.
We went from Alinity states to showing dicks on stream.
So here's a topic for you. The entitled streamer. All right. Okay.
Oh god.
This person is so entitled that they think that people should be giving them money in a like pandemic crisis.
The streamer is Invader Vibe.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh my god. Okay. Actually, I dislike her more than Alinity for different reasons, but she's just.
Why you're not thigh man?
I'd honestly dislike her more than Alinity just for this.
Well, okay, like, so she's not the first one to do this. This is like, was it Bad Bunny?
Yeah, Bad Bunny did this.
Yeah, here's my take on that. I'm not giving you the $5 because paying for free content is bad money management.
Yeah.
Because she said, "Oh, because you're bad with your money management, you can't give me $5." No, if I give you the $5, that's bad money management. So I keep my $5
should get
and I put it in GameStop because I can make more money off GameStop than I can from
you.
Her best.
More entertainment.
Don't do $20 because that's like a full meal. Like $20 a full meal. That's like a full days of meals for me, right?
For me too.
I can buy 3 days of meals.
Let me clarify this before, because we didn't broach the topic like appropriately or whatever, because like the chat might not know what we're talking about.
Sorry.
We're talking about a streamer was named Invader Vibe was talking to her chat. And kind of like soft, like ridiculing them. I don't know the tone. It's hard to like talk about the tone, but basically soft ridiculing them, like trying to manipulate people into
ridiculing. She basically came out and said, like, if you can't donate $5 to me, you should not be on this stream because you're poor.
Yeah, basically she was saying
that's not soft.
Basically,
yeah. Like, you should get a job if you can't donate me $5. Bitch, you should get a fucking job if you have to beg for $5 on Twitch. Seriously. Like, no. When the fact that $5 invested into GameStop gets you more fucking entertainment than a certain Twitch streamer, you're fucked. Like, that's the bottom of the bottom.
If I paid $5 for GameStop, I would have lost money. So I'm glad I didn't.
But still,
people
get you more entertainment than subbing for her.
I watched the line go up and down, mostly down. But in her defense, to me, it seemed like a gimmick. Which is not really a defense. Seemed like a gimmick and something to just blow up and be relevant. It seemed somewhat sarcastic to me.
Well, I
to be
don't
quite honest,
think that
on the
was
other
sarcasm.
That's her. I've seen her before. I've heard her before, and
Well, she does have a shtick for sure.
that's her shtick.
Yeah, but to be quite honest, on the other side,
it's overused.
If you're donating, if you're subscribing to a certain Twitch streamer, if you're donating to them over either PayPal or, I don't know, Patreon, you're not really expecting free content. You're expecting more content. You enjoy them, you support them. That's perfectly fine. But when people subscribe on Twitch, when they subscribe on Patreon, they're basically paying for more content that entertains them.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with free content.
I use my Twitch Prime,
neither three of us are getting paid for being on this podcast. Let's be honest.
I'm paying you guys exposure bucks.
You're paying us exposure bucks. Bitch, I made you a new logo.
I expose myself all the time anyway, so I...
No, let's not go there.
Just not on this stream.
Just not on your girlfriend's stream either. I think that would be a major mess up.
I'm not allowed on her stream.
She doesn't want you there.
Huh?
Well, she doesn't want you
because
there.
the men won't give them their $5.
To be fair, I do the same thing whenever my girlfriend streams too. She's not nearly as popular, but I definitely would chill the vibes in the room if I all of a sudden popped up on stream.
I mean, to be quite honest,
I'm despised by some of them.
Yeah, but like, it's kind of fair. If that is her professional workplace, I understand it. But what I don't understand is small-time female streamers that basically ban their boyfriends from appearing on the stream just because they're not making it big. Like, they need people to think they're free. But if you need to stoop to that level, you really either don't respect your boyfriend or don't respect yourself.
Yeah, I think that's accurate because, I mean, what you're basically saying is I don't get views because I'm entertaining.
I'm not entertaining
because I'm single.
Yeah, because I pop a nipple on the stream every now and then.
Well,
most people don't pop. Okay, most female streamers don't pop a nipple.
Most people don't pop a nipple. Hey.
I got banned for popping a nipple a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, when it was bannable. I actually got banned twice for not wearing a shirt.
Jesus
That's what
Christ.
most feels bad, man. Type
now
of way to get
that I have a Twitch staff on my side, I've done stupid shit, and I don't get banned for that long or permanently.
When we started standing up, I kind of got afraid. I was like, which way is this going to go?
I've only gotten banned for streaming Omegle, and I didn't even show anything, dude. It still pisses me off so bad because I was getting like 30. I was getting 30 viewers per stream every night whenever I was streaming on Omegle. It was so good, dude. And I had an overlay that blocked the camera. And then it popped. Then I could remove the overlay once I saw that they weren't fucking nude. And then like even if they were nude and the overlay was on, I could just make fun reactions like, "Oh my god, why are you showing me your dick, dude?" Then I skipped another one. Dude, it was such good content. Then Twitch came out with the rule saying you can't stream on Omegle, and it fucking banned me, even though I didn't do anything besides just use that site.
Yeah, but still, that's still pretty ballsy. Imagine someone like typing the N-word in the chat, and you don't have chat blocked.
Or I can just block. Yeah, I can block chat. I've had everything blocked. Dude, I was super safe about it, man. Oh,
back in the early days of streaming,
just go stream chat for me then.
Came up with this complete unique idea, which was to stream myself sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Which is now a fad. It's now a fad, but I got banned permanently for that back in the day. Thank goodness ban evasion doesn't really count for small streamers. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm reporting you after this. I'm reporting.
It doesn't matter. 100%. I have a Twitch staff member on my side now, so I'm good. But also, like, I can just say I got banned for something that is now allowed on stream and is in fact something that people do all the time.
So, I just want to know, how did you get them on this side? Did you just like buy them box
I
of
did some
avocado
stupid
toast.
things, and same staff member kept showing up and saying, "This is dumb. I'm not banning him for this." And then like I whispered him, and then we messaged for a bit, and it was cool.
Thank
But I'm
you.
not gonna give the name out.
You want to come to my bedroom?
And yeah, and one of my friends went to TwitchCon and talked to him about me for a bit too. So we're Gucci. I haven't been banned in a very, very, very long time. Because
Please don't say
more
Gucci,
boring.
because every time you say Gucci, I see that Reddit post about the US being a third world country with a Gucci belt.
Nice. But yeah,
it's true.
To refocus. In a theoretical sense, obviously not in reality, but in theoretical sense, should a streamer not feel entitled, obviously, but maybe somewhat expect if you put like somebody watches your stream for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, for like at least a little bit of a financial contribution, like on television, because you are running a television show, to be fair, and you do pay for television. Like say in like a theoretical sense,
compensated though.
Yeah,
you can make it so
if you're a professional
streams.
If you are a professional streamer, you are being compensated. If you're partnered, for instance, you do get that utterly terrible, as I heard,
ad revenue.
Ad revenue.
I get ad revenue too now.
Yeah, it sucks. But if it sucks that bad, then move to multi-streaming. Go off Twitch. Move to YouTube. Multi-stream to YouTube, Mixer, Floatplane.
You lose your partnership.
There's a ton of ways. Yeah, you lose your partnership. But if the ad revenue isn't enough to make you go forward, if people are not subbing enough, then that is a legitimate choice.
Yeah, but also, if you think people should pay for your content, if you think people really should pay for your content, then you make it sub-only viewing mode
sub-only streams,
and boom, that's. But you know what? There's no market for that. The majority of viewers aren't going to be subbed.
Though.
Yeah, it limits your reach.
Absolutely, we're not professional TV people out here. Okay, like. Some of us are, but
I just meant like as like a theoretical sense, like.
No one should expect that.
No one. That's something. No one should expect that. But should society as a whole feel like the need to contribute to something that they're like you are getting entertainment from it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't watch streams that much. I actually find streaming really.
It's not because you don't watch streams as much. It's because you literally should not be expecting to get paid for entertainment unless you're actually a television star or professional. Yeah. I understand actual professional streamer expecting to be paid, but at the same time they do get merch deals, they sell their merch, they get sponsorship deals. You should not expect to be also compensated by your viewers when at some point you're most assuredly showing them advertisement that you are being paid to promote.
Yeah.
It's not how it works. You don't, for cable TV, at least in Europe, cable TV does not have advertisement. It has advertisement for the channel that it is on, for the shows that are on the channel. But it doesn't have, soap advertisement. And you're paying for the benefit of not having advertisement. Same goes for streamers. You can't double dip. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any thoughts, Alex?
Okay, contributions are a completely different thing. If you feel like you really like the streamer, you want to throw money at them, that's your deal.
Yeah.
But that streamer should still not be expecting compensation from the viewer.
And most streams are trash to your content.
Yeah.
True. That's why I don't watch them that often, because I can't even tell you the last time I watched a stream and I was like, man, that was funny. I had a great time. I usually maybe do one chuckle and then it's in the background the rest of the time. And when it's over, I'm just like, oh, that's how I feel about it. And I usually watch streams to support streamers that I like. That's how I support them, is by watching them. Because otherwise, I just wouldn't even go in their stream.
The only streamer that I've watched, properly watched for the past 2 or 3 years, has been Quill18. because I just find this content interesting.
Sure.
But at the same time, like, it's not like I'm religiously watching. It's not like I wake up at 3 in the fucking morning to watch his shit. If I catch it, I catch it. If I don't catch it, I watch it on YouTube. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I don't think anyone should expect anything from their viewers, because this is just, it's not the same risk, but it's pretty high risk if you're going to try to full-time stream, just like it is if you're going to try to go do esports.
It's pretty risky for anything if you're going full in. Like, you shouldn't
standard
expect...
career paths you're more likely to succeed. I mean,
you're more likely to succeed, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be successful.
Okay.
Sure.
Like success,
but games just playing odds. I play the better odds, you know. I don't play the 0.001. I play the 20 to 50%.
Okay, let's change topic.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting, like a thought experiment, you know. At least this was interesting. I don't know. Does anyone here play Star Citizen? I think I know Alex does, so this is at least interesting for him. But there was some Star Citizen news, which I always like. I like to keep up with Star Citizen news just because it's interesting as fuck. Because if you don't know anything about Star Citizen, it's a game that's been in development for over 10 years now. That has that.
That's the only interesting thing about it.
Oh yeah, and that they come up with a bunch of fucking ideas and shit, but they don't necessarily implement them. Well, recently they started removing stuff from the roadmap, which is the first time, because like obviously the whole Star Citizen basically lives and breathes off of making money from like people paying the developers to add more and more stuff to the game, and the game's like has no clear future. So like the roadmap is what the people look at and be like, oh yeah, this is where all my money that I put into the game is going into, and now they're starting to take it away, you know. And there's a whole meme that lets like scam Citizen and stuff. So I thought it was interesting to talk about because they're actually removing stuff from the roadmap from Star Citizen, and I don't know if you had anything to say about that. I know Alex actually plays this.
I mean, they're basically doing what any alpha development company does. They promise you a bunch of shit and then they basically cut it in half. They've just been doing it for 10 years. That's the only difference. And the thing about Star Citizen is, I don't think they're so much focused on the development of the game as much as they're focused on the development of the technology behind the game. Their tech, I've seen some of their server tech. It is utterly amazing. Like, that shit is top level as far as gaming industry goes right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there, and I'm reading this little thing that Trevor's referencing, and right now they're working on server meshing, which is huge in the game, but obviously they also need to work on networking because their networking is kind of shit, honestly. The stutters, lagging, shit like that, packet loss is rampant in the game. So I think server mesh might actually help that though, because if you have, so let's say you, what's a good game that server meshes really well? Eve, I guess, would be transitioning from, well, you have to go through jump gates and shit, but like,
yeah,
each system is like on a different area. Minecraft, yeah, okay, that works too.
Minecraft Online, it has one of the best server meshing, but it's quite easy to load because there's not lots of actual like trigonometry maps. One of the better ones that you could look at would probably be the Maxi servers for space engineers. That shit is pretty cool. 64 players at the same time working on a map and no actual real-time lag if you have the server properly set up.
Yeah, and so that's what, like, people are like, oh, networking needs to be an issue to fix, but like, well, if you server mesh properly and like you go say like you transition from, you know, a planet to a station in that area, you're going to be like less load on the server, less load on the network for that. You're going to be smoother gameplay, basically. Hopefully.
The only thing I'm afraid of them doing is mega servers. Instanced mega servers. If they did that, that would utterly and completely ruin the game.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah, they need to get away as far away from it as they can. because
like EVE Online.
Yeah, most major multiplayer games like MMOs today have server instancing and mega servers like Guild Wars 2. And while it's good for that type of game, because you can't actually fit like 800 people on a map that is geographically 50 by 50 meters. At the same time, it's not good for space games because you don't have the actual like visual ability to see the size, and everything else.
Yeah, everything's on a grand scale. You know, like think about. I'm going to go back to EVE Online because think about EVE Online. They had issues when they first came out where you could not get like 200 players. But yeah, 200 players into a massive battle happened. Server.
I mean, they still had issues with
upgrading it. You know. Yeah. So
they keep upgrading it, but that massive battle, as much as I heard,
6,500 people.
Yeah, but it was like load times of 1 second.
And that was on their dedicated server, military, like whatever, encrypted shit. Like, I don't know what you're talking. I know they say military grade, but like their server that they have, the fortified servers, they use one for JITA almost all, like for all the trading hubs almost all the time. And JITA has like constant flow of like thousands of players in and out. And JITA has no problem.
Yeah.
But like the battle, the blood, like several bloodbaths, what they call them, but like over the years they've gone from having 200 people as max at a fight
to
like 6,000, to 6,500 people to crash a server.
Yeah, but still, that 6,000 and like 500 people, you need to account for the fact that it took them 1 minute to process 1 second.
Yes.
Like, imagine sitting at your PC for an hour just for the service to process 1 minute.
Yep.
Old Atlas, dude. Oh, those are the good old days.
To be the biggest fucking ping ever.
Yeah, so time dilation was a good thing and a mistake at the same time.
Yeah.
But like, that's the only way they were able to do that, like, because the server has to process it. It's no lag and no stutter. It's no stuttering. All your inputs are going to be put in, but at that rate, at 6,500 people, like people were reporting, because the game has to process like drones, carriers, fighters, has to process actions, stuff like that. And because there's a shit ton of fighters, like carriers brought in, so each fighter's an entity and has to be processed and all that sort of shit. So all these commands are being processed from tie dilation, and some of these commands were getting lost, and some fighters and all that shit from these ships were just disappearing. That was one of the major bugs that they learned in that. But time dilation for small scale battles, like up to like 1,000 players, they say it's not a big deal anymore. That used to be a huge problem. Like, it's like a second in game is like, 30 seconds or whatever, 20 seconds in real time. But that's still over exaggeration. But like stuff like that used to be a huge problem for EVE Online because of the whole net code and all the shit. But they've improved it, and that's how I see Star Citizen. So once they get server meshing and they get more people, I think they're gonna get better at it.
They're not gonna get more people. That's the thing.
Let's
Star Citizen has been on a downward trend for a while now, because 10 years. Seriously. Yeah. If it's trying to beat Mountain Blade 2, it's beaten it already by 4 years. Like, that's the scale this has gotten to.
Yeah, let's refocus a little bit. Is Star Citizen a scam?
No.
Not a scam.
I don't think it's a scam.
Just broken promises.
Yeah.
But with money involved, right? So that's a scam.
I love how Trevor lets everyone go on for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then he just, let's get back. Is it a scam? It's nice and simple. Is it a scam?
There's beats I like to hit, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's a scam because...
Yeah. It's not a scam, because you do technically have a game to play. It is getting upgraded all the time. The fact that they are now removing some things from the plans to implement might not mean that they are completely removed. It might just mean that they're consolidating the actual plan so that it's better broken down at when what is getting implemented. Because let's be real, if they actually put out their entire fucking plan for the game, I think you'd need about 3 or 4 months to go through it. It's planned to be a massive game. On one hand, yeah, it's kind of scummy that they are charging like $500 for some of the things. But on the other hand, if you want that shit, who is everyone else to tell you not to pay for it?
True. Yeah, okay.
See, a lot of things is like you gotta also understand if you're gonna buy that stuff, you're not paying for the ship itself. You're most likely with the mindset. Well, some people pay for the ships themselves, but you're also paying for development of the game. It's like a slippery slope. You want the game to be finished, so you keep investing, obviously. And I think it'll come out, and I think their plan for 4.1 for 2020 and so up to that is nice. And they've hit every single one of their like major patch notes. They've hit every single one of them when they project it to be hit. So I think that's also showing that they're progressing, and so it's not a scam. I just want to wait. I just can't wait to start jumping to other systems and exploring other systems. I wish they could. That's probably another year out, 2 years out. That's the shitty part.
I love the fact that Coot is currently more interested in his headphones than us talking about this.
Yeah, it will be fair. It's not a very interesting topic, I don't think.
Yeah.
No,
we
it's
kind of
interesting. I just haven't played the game, so I can't.
Beautiful game.
I haven't played the
love
game. I just keep up with this development because it's funny. But we can move on.
No, it's really interesting. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a meme.
It's like watching Mountain Blade Warband 2 getting developed all over again.
So I want.
It's gonna take them at least 60 years.
No, talk about the gameplay just a little bit because I think the gameplay is it's next level, right? So you got all these massive ship battles and shit like that, but then you can walk around in the ships that are fighting and not have too much of an issue, right? So you can have people, if you're just sitting like still enough, people can get on your ship and just kind of stow away. And then if you go fight somebody, all of a sudden they come around, they walk around on your ship and they kill you flying, and then they get the fuck out of your ship and they just basically, or steal it, That's the coolest fucking thing. Like, you can steal other people's ships right from under their noses if you stow away.
Yeah, but let's be honest, that's not really game-breaking technology. It's
not, but for
like
what it is.
An unusual implementation.
I love shit like that.
You have the same thing in Warframe now.
Wait, can you actually steal a ship though? That's what I'm worried about. Because that's nice because most developers don't let you steal the ship, which really annoys me. Like, I named a couple of Atlas one. You can't steal. You could never steal their ship even though you raid them, which is a real bummer. Actually, you could.
What was that pirate game?
Yeah, you could plan. Yeah, there's the other one too. It doesn't let you do it. Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves also allow you to steal the ship. So it's like you're never gonna steal. You can murder people, but you can't take the ship.
If you implement real life consequences into games, you're severely limiting your actual player base. Because nobody's going to want to play a game where they invest, I don't know, in-game currency, real-life currency, and time.
I don't know about
something.
that. I think some games, high stakes people will be like, this is for me.
EVE Online, bud. EVE Online
is all about that. And EVE Online. But it's a very specific subset of people. Most game development companies these days are just looking for the mass market.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really give a shit about smaller subsets of gamers. It's more like, how much money can we make if we just put another Candy Crush saga out there?
Well, that's the most frustrating thing about the whole Atlas. Sorry, I keep talking about Atlas, but the core gameplay loop was so brutal, anyways, because you could build a whole base and get it wiped out in a day, anyways, and people take over your entire island and shit, and you die. And you have to spawn on a random island, start all over, start with a new boat and everything. But you just can't steal someone else's boat. You know what I mean? Like, somebody can literally steal your island and steal your home that you spent months on. Because that happened to me and Alex, by the way. We spent months fortifying an island and got wiped out by a mega company in one night. But we can't steal people's boats. You know what I mean? We lost a month's worth of progress, but no stealing of boats or whatever.
It just reminds me of Ark and Rust and all those games.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Ark reskin, so.
in this case, in the case of Ark, I'd be totally cool with them actually implementing the boat stealing thing, but I think they should make a more complex mechanic around it, not make it so simple.
What pissed me off about Ark, and I'm sure they've changed it because I played at the very beginning. It took me like 8 hours to tame a Brontosaurus, and then I'd have like a whole base and everything. I go to bed for like 2 hours. Like I'm really excited to get back on, and it's all gone. It's all gone, and I'm dead too. And they ate my meat. Like, that's so annoying. I don't play those games anymore for that reason.
You think that's bad? Have you ever played Vindictus?
That name sounds familiar. I don't think I've played it.
Or there's a spin-off of that called Mortal.
No, I haven't heard of it.
It's a permadeath game.
Yeah, I like permadeath games.
Permadeath game where your character actually, like, it straight up dies and they delete it.
Yeah, I did Iron Man. I did Iron Man.
The funniest shit.
Yeah, but you get to keep your account.
The funniest shit about it is basically you can get mortally wounded, you revived, everything goes okay, but the person can loot all of your gear. If in Mortal, I remember when I was straight up on noob, when I just started playing it, a guy told me that if you do get killed, basically like downed, you get revived, everything is okay, but in order to get your gear from the other player, usually, you have to eat your own head. Yeah.
How does that work?
Basically, they can butcher you into meat. And the player's meat is named body parts. So basically you get Alias's head, which then they make you eat in order to give you your gear back. It's a really sick tradition created by the players rather than the game itself.
Yeah, but the game itself allowed you to eat the head, so...
Yeah.
That's
who wouldn't get their own head if they had an opportunity, you know what I mean?
It's like Kenshi.
Finally, you can give yourself worse. Head.
Yeah, but you eat your own head.
Yeah, I like permadeath games. I think the world could do with some more permadeath games. Honestly,
we should play Mortal online.
I'll pass on that one. I don't want to be eating my own head and stuff, but yeah, like
don't worry, there are other body parts.
But permadeath games where you can't be killed offline, because that's fucking lame.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Getting offline is lame, dude.
You got me. I went to work and I lost because I have the job. Yay!
You know, I'd honestly be okay with it under certain circumstances. If you're camping, like, if it's an open world game, you're camping in the woods, I'm okay with being killed by then. If they set the player's AI to, like, the highest possible fucking difficulty. If someone manages to kill the highest possible fucking difficulty AI while I'm off at work and that AI is representing my character, I'm fine with dying because I was probably a lot worse than that fucking AI.
Well,
second thing, I'd be okay with
it. 20 people whipping their slongs at you. That's not fun.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Even if the case, if you were online, if there were 20 people whipping their, dongs at you at the same time, you'd die. Like,
I'd be okay with it if my AI would run away automatically.
Yeah,
like
all that.
That's a problem that a lot of these servers have anyways. That wouldn't work. Being server instanced while you're not playing, because like Atlas had the same problem with people server camping unintentionally. They'd log out and their character would still be there, obviously, because you can kill characters when they're offline. So their character would still be there. Other people can't log on because only 400 people could be on the server at once. So there'd be 16,000 people all trying to log into the most popular server, and there's fucking bodies laying around everywhere, and it lags the entire server. Either way, that's why a lot of people a lot of games just have you disappear whenever you're offline, because it causes a bunch of fucking problems. It's just like a lot of it's more solved if you're just not there when you're online.
I think it would be fine to just have these games have you log off. Like, leave your base there and people can steal stuff from your base, but when you log back in, oh, look, I have at least the equipment that's on me. Yeah, they raided my base, but like, I'm still here. And then permadeath would make me feel a little bit better about it. Like, I know it's not realistic or anything like that, but it's also not realistic to be a person that's sleeping for 2 or 3 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could go either way, realistically. You could go super hardcore realism, where, I don't know, you either set your character, when you're offline, you set an arrangement of tasks that he goes through, and you set his AI to, like, go fight if someone attacks him, or run away.
That would be cool. I would like a game with that.
Or you can go a little bit less of realism, and when your character logs out, he's basically out of the instance.
I think I would like it if you could set it to do something, or if you had like a mobile app that you could giving you updates on your character, being like, oh, he encountered some people, like like.
Yeah, but like the middle ground of it just doesn't work. Like leaving your character there to sleep for fucking 7 days is like, is he in a fucking coma?
Exactly. Exactly. That kills the realism.
Is he like
might be in a
Kim
coma.
Jong-un?
Oh.
Kim Jong-un, he's dead now, apparently.
I'm trying to segue into...
Wait, well, before we do a segue, let's finish up with the video game shit so we can knock all the Twitch topics together. Because we still have two. One we can kick out like real quick and like not even really talk about it because I probably no one's played it. Final Fantasy VII was released. Apparently it's a big deal. Has anyone played? Did anyone play the new Final Fantasy?
Not yet.
Okay, well, we can always talk about it another time. But either way, Final Fantasy is getting released in 4 parts. The first part came out. Probably people like it a lot. Also, something else we should definitely talk about is that I know no one here plays Fortnite. At least I don't play Fortnite anymore. Me and Alex used to. But there's a virtual concert. That's the biggest virtual concert in the world that happened on Fortnite. Travis Scott had a concert on Fortnite, and it was actually really cool. It was really well done. I watched somebody do it, and it was really cool. But over 12 million people, like 12.3 million people, watched a virtual concert in Fortnite, and it was dope. It was really cool. It was way too dang.
Avatars in game?
Yeah. So basically, it was him, like actually like up there like rapping, but it was crazy. Like he was in space, and the characters were flowing around, and all of a sudden he would like fall, and then like everything would turn into water, and your character would be swimming around, and you could swim around him while he's like this astronaut suit. I mean, you should look at it. It's fucking it was insane what they did.
Yeah, but like were there like players' avatar?
Yeah, your character
was he physically there?
Oh no, he
rendered
wasn't.
For everyone else to see.
No, he had a character in game. And they played it. They played like pre-recorded audio.
The 12,000 people that were there. Were they physically there?
12 million.
Yeah, they had characters. Yes, they had their characters. Their characters
were part of the instance. Yeah, it's part of the instance.
You could actually see 12 million.
No, because
I'm sure it was instance per map.
Because how it works is it's in Fortnite. You queue into Fortnite, so you basically like there could have been people who didn't know that this was happening that logged on to play Fortnite or in a game of Fortnite, and this popped up, and this was happening during your game of Fortnite. So it's 100 people. It's like what is that? How much? I should know this.
Yeah, 100 people.
So 100 people per map.
Why is that so impressive?
Well, it was just really cool. It's
the viewership and stuff is impressive.
Yeah, and the concert was really cool looking too.
It's the future, Alias. It's the future.
I mean, yeah, why would people ever go to
future?
If you wanted to set that up, that would be the simplest fucking shit. You could set that up in Unity in like 5 days.
Yeah, but what they did, you couldn't do in 5 days. That's for you should check it out. I think you'd be impressed.
You really don't need that much resources to do that. Because you're instancing everything. If it was like 12 million players on a single map, I'd be fucking impressed. But it's 100 players. They basically just played Fortnite, but instead of giving the characters freedom to roam around, they gave them a theme tour.
I think what's supposed to be impressive is how many people went to the concert.
I mean, okay, it's impressive that many people participated in the concert.
Yes,
I'm
telling you,
you'd be surprised because they actually changed the map while it was going. You know what I mean? Like I don't know a single other game developer who could pull that off.
What, change the map while it's going?
Yeah, while they're doing a live concert, while like you're turning your entire world underwater, while then switching it to space, removing the ground. Like, can you imagine if World of Warcraft removed the ground underneath your characters?
It's really not that.
Yes, it's not that
complicated.
difficult.
I mean, I've seen the world events to WoW. Blizzard can't pull this off. If anyone's ever played WoW,
I've fallen through the floor on WoW.
you can fall through a floor on WoW. That's it. You can do that on RuneScape when that came out. I mean, I have seen the biggest world instances from the biggest companies in the world, and none of them have been able to pull it off to this extent. So like maybe people are just like holding on to like their techniques or whatever, refusing to show them like because they know that people will love to see it. But this so far has been the most impressive shit that I've seen a video game developer do. It's really cool.
Any video game developer?
Well, I mean, what can compete with this besides think of it
virtual reality games in general? Like Beat Saber is probably the most impressive virtual reality experience I've played.
Virtual reality is impressive. If this was virtual reality, it'd be insane.
I think that's everything that Trevor said.
360 mode. There you go. How about that? Compared to an in-game Fortnite concert, you're gonna compare Beat Saber 360 mode to that?
To be fair, I played Tetris 360, so
I don't even know what that is, but that's cool.
It's 360 Tetris.
I get it.
Like,
that's cool.
Trevor, everything you said about dev tools, all of that is literally built into the engine. You have something like, it's not the same dev tool they use, but Flowscape, for instance, you can literally change the entire environment real time and it will render real time.
The 12.3 million people without a hitch. You're telling me that if I put you on there, if I hired you for Warzone, here, let me ask this question. If I hired you for Warzone and I put Alias there, just Alias, you're telling me you could get 12.3 million people instances while you're changing the map on a virtual concert?
Yeah.
A live virtual concert. No, it's very impressive. It was an impressive feat.
When you're working with servers of that scale, scaling up and scaling down is the least of your worries.
Yeah.
Like the biggest part of your worry is what the fuck are people actually, if they're not going to join, what are they going to do? Like, scaling to that level is not an issue. They literally have headless programs for that. Like, that's literally what a headless program is. It's
but no other developer is doing
whatever
it
limit you want.
Or every other developer is doing the same thing, but just much worse for like no reason whatsoever. They're just deciding to do it much worse.
That's just lazy development.
Thing is new though. Like people are like, it's not like a big popular thing yet either. You know, it's not like, oh my god, we need to.
Warcraft has been doing.
We need to have a fucking in-game concert right now.
Warcraft has been doing this for a decade, and they can't do it to this extent.
Let's be honest. It's impressive. It's impressive that
millions of dollars into these server thing, especially because Warcraft has been going downhill.
It's impressive that they got so many people, but you could do the literal same thing in Guild Wars 2.
But they didn't do it in Guild Wars 2.
Even a slightest hitch.
Well, Guild Wars doesn't have the reach.
No, I'm not talking about the 12 million people. They didn't. They never. Okay. Yeah, I think you're just downplay. I think a lot of people downplay because it's Fortnite, but it was a really impressive event.
No, we're not downplaying it. No,
to pretend like what happened wasn't impressive is just a little weird for me. You know,
Trevor,
it was definitely it was impressive. It was a visual
socially
thing.
Speaking, socially speaking, it is impressive that they got 12 million people to actually go to their game
and it was a cool
listen
concert.
to a live concert. Okay, it was a cool concert, but technologically speaking, it was not impressive at all.
You know what's gonna beat this shit? VR concerts.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. It's the future, dude. In-game concerts is the future.
No, VR, not in-game VR.
Well, the thing is you gotta still instance.
It's still a game.
Because you're not gonna get 12 million people. You're not gonna get 12 million.
You know?
Yeah.
But just being like what?
Instancing technology is not that impressive. I'm impressed by their social outreach. The ability to get 12 million people for an in-game concert. But technology behind it is pretty old and pretty standard.
Well, we can just agree to disagree on that one. I'm pretty sure all the.
That's Trevor saying I'm wrong.
I know, I'm not wrong because I'm pretty sure people have been talking about it for like all week, and they've been talking about how impressive it was. But I'm sure you guys, who are doubters, besides the actual developers who are congratulating
They're not talking about the impressiveness of technology. They're talking about the impressiveness of the social aspect.
Oh, I mean, they mentioned technology when they're talking about it. But we can drop it. I don't want to argue this entire time. Let's just move on.
No, I'm going to defend you here. Hold on. There's 3 aspects. We've talked about 2 of them. One's the tech. Not impressive. Agreed. 2 is the social outreach. That is impressive. Agreed. 3 is the production value, which we did not really get into. I haven't seen it, so I can't say if the production value was good or not. And that's important, and that's what Trevor's talking about here.
If the production value is really high, if they invested a lot of money in it, then it is impressive. But any company of that size can invest into production.
I don't need your fucking bone. We can agree to disagree and move on. I know the technology was impressive because professionals have been saying that the technology is impressive. So I'll just go with the professionals on this one and just move past it. We can move on.
Agree. Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, so you said thank you. You took the bone.
Okay.
I'm just triggering people.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna trigger bit today.
We're having a good time. How am I supposed to talk about Kim Jong-un now? 1 second. Let me really.
I just throw that in there because like 40.
He might be dead.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un might be dead.
I think that's how we close it. Kim Jong-un might be dead. Find out next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that as a catch. Do we want to start wrapping up? We're gonna do a super list to wrap up if we need to. Yeah, because we have been going for over 2 hours.
I put that in the wrong place, so that's my fault.
That's fine.
Can I just ask one question for Trevor?
Okay.
Before we move on from this topic.
Oh God, no! Please don't rehash.
No.
Please don't rehash. Please don't rehashing. Let's just move on. No. We can talk about post podcast. Post podcast, okay, Alias? Because I don't want to bring this up. I'm already too heated.
It's not to heat you up. It's just to give you a perspective.
Oh God, I don't want perspective right now.
What's the average hourly Fortnite gameplay at its highest peak?
I have no idea.
I just googled it. It's 80 million.
They're not maybe back in the day, but they're not at the same time for sure. 80 million would be nothing higher than
in an hour. 80 million.
No, they don't hit 80 million in an hour. That's absurd.
About 80 million players.
I don't think that's outlandish.
Each time 80 million.
That is outlandish. What? That's more than League of Legends. League of Legends boasts the highest concurrent. They get 80 million a month. Doesn't matter. When a new game launches, you have massive numbers, and Fortnite. Yeah, when it first launches, but it's not launching anymore. They're not holding onto those servers anymore. You're telling me that they're holding from their
6 million? Servers? Yeah, 6. Right now, their player count 6,450,000.
Yeah, so it's not even close to 80 million. That'd be absurd.
But scaling to 12 is not that difficult.
Yeah, just scaling up to 12 servers, to the servers, but that's one thing. And then
but that's what we're talking about. Like server technology-wise, it's not a complicated thing to do.
Yeah,
maybe it was complicated as far as technology goes in game.
Yeah, we can agree on that. Scaling up servers isn't that bad.
That's what we're
scaling that servers up. If they had trouble with it, if that was technologically complex,
I think it's the production.
No, scaling up servers isn't complicated. Okay, yeah, I don't know the best way to talk about this without we gotta have somewhat journalistic integrity when talking about this, because it's not confirmed that Kim Jong-un's dead. But what we do know is that
Kim Jong is dead. We have it confirmed.
What we do know is that doctors came from China for him specifically, according to Korean news. According to what I read on Reddit, doctors gave him
according to Korean news.
Chinese. I couldn't find the actual source, but I doubt somebody else would lie to me.
Opinion piece, guys.
Doctors from China have gone to Kim Jong-un. This is pretty much confirmed. I'm willing to say that.
Pretty much confirmed. It's not confirmed.
It is confirmed,
and they have not come back.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But either way, we know that Kim Jong-un's in a bad spot.
I think
might
that
be.
they
Look.
hired the surgeon from Surgeon Simulator, and that's what happened.
Yeah, but no, like, I'd honestly say it's not confirmed, at least until major reliable news sources start publishing it. Because if you don't have, Reuters has always been pretty much the most reliable news source you can get, and they have utterly no mention of it.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't even mentioned the apparent fact that he is in a vegetative state. Because
here we go. I got a Reuters article for the Chinese team sent medical experts to advise on him specifically. So there they go. I knew it was confirmed. I just couldn't find it at the time, but I found it now.
From Reuters,
Yes.
they confirmed that they sent a medical team specifically for him.
Yes. I can link it to you.
Okay, then that's perfectly fine.
I was
Like,
already
it's
pretty sure
confirmed that
he was getting heart surgery and stuff like that, and he was in a really bad situation. And then it was like today, rumors are that he's dead.
Mm-hmm. I saw it all over Twitter.
I think the rumors went that he's in vegetative state, and then that he was dead.
We will not have to wait that long to know. Because
his
the
sister
next
will
leader,
take over.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll want him clean, ascendant.
Yeah, she's supposed
the question
to take
becomes
over as the regent until his kids come of age. But realistically, his kids are probably
kids
never
aren't
going to come of age if that happens.
Either that
They're going to stay the same age forever. They're going to be forever young.
Either that or they're going to be extremely lucky and become European citizens. Either or.
I highly doubt that.
Because
South Korean citizens.
Well, no, I don't think about. Maybe I don't know particularly, but I know that they have a tradition of sending their state
kids
members
to get educated in Europe.
In Europe.
And in
Switzerland. So if his kids are in Europe, they might just like, oh fuck, I'm not coming back home. You know what I mean? And just be
I don't think they are. Plus, he killed his own half brother, who was in Taiwan or somewhere in Philippines or something.
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
NK's reach is far as like murdering their own family members goes.
Well, they don't have to worry about.
I would not
they don't
be
have to worry
surprised.
about backlash either because they already like backlash without getting like full on war. You know, and we don't want to get in full on war with them, so they kind of just.
That's the thing. Like, it's not that I would not be surprised if he actually died. That his sister would try to consolidate power and kill his kids.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be
at all.
surprised either.
The issue is that he is technically the most moderate leader North Korea has had since becoming North Korea.
I've heard,
and she's been basically said that she's a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, I've heard.
A lot of people said Kim Jong-un at the time was going to be worse than the previous leader, and they've said that for a while. It's partly propaganda.
He proved to be a bit more.
Yes, he
moderate.
did. He proved to be more moderate.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time a new leader comes into North Korea, it's it's gonna be worse.
It's not that. She is like, even before she was even thought to be a potential leader, she was vetted to be actually really, really bad. She's feared by their own intelligence community.
That's pretty surprising that she hasn't been offed yet. Then.
Well, apparently she
someone's controlling her.
Apparently she serves
not to say that's so cavalier, but
she is controlling the entire intelligence community and some parts of the army.
Apparently she's like in a really in solid position of power that she's trusted by Kim, which is surprising.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's not gonna try and off him now that he's on his deathbed potentially.
If he's still alive.
If he's still alive, yes.
Apparently,
I think he's probably dead, but
apparently, North Korea's statement was like the rumors that he is dead is salacious and malicious or whatever, and is by like whatever. It's something like that. They use the word malicious.
North Korean.
Yeah, it was a one.
Yeah, that sounds like something that the North Korean TV media would basically flout until the actual consolidation of power goes through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would not be surprised if any European country did it before, or even US. I highly doubt that if Trump died like at 8 in the evening, they would post the news at 8 in the evening. They would at least wait until the swearing of the new president in.
Yeah.
Which would happen like at midnight the latest.
Well, they swore what's his name on the plane. I should know him. He's the fucking president. Fucking Kennedy's replacement.
Monroe?
No.
Nixon?
No, Nixon wasn't Kennedy's replacement.
No. Who was this?
Oh my god, am I stupid?
I thought.
I'm looking it up.
Asparagus?
No.
Close. No, Oh man, this is killing
Lyndon
me.
B. Johnson?
Yes, Johnson.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different vice president, maybe.
Yeah, but they would not. I mean, the difference between Kennedy's murder was that it was public.
Yeah, it was televised.
Like, you couldn't hide the fact that
well, they
a
tried.
part of his brain was on the floor. But the thing about if a sitting president died in the White House, they would keep it probably secret until a new president was sworn in. I would not be at all surprised about it.
Well, yeah, they'd swear him in immediately, but they might not tell the public until they have like things sorted.
I'm surprised we didn't get the Lysol and disinfectant topic in here, but
I honestly would recommend that he shows the public how to do it properly.
God, I don't think you can say that, dude. You get.
I think maybe that's what happened with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah,
maybe he tried to, follow Trump's advice to inject himself with the cleaning agent. When fucking manufacturers come out on Twitter saying, please do not inject yourself with our products, something's gone really fucking wrong.
Well, it's because people will try to, do something and get a lawsuit out of it, honestly. I know it sounds ridiculous. I don't think it's actually so much we're concerned that people are going to do this. It's just there may be someone who tries to get, a lawsuit out of this. I think it's...
There are 2 people
maybe a couple
that drank bleach.
Yeah, people have been drinking bleach to kill themselves before,
no. To remove the virus.
I mean, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
It's surprising to me.
A doctor posted on Twitter. A doctor literally posted on Twitter that he has 2 patients in ER that drank bleach in order to kill the virus.
All right, at least
and
did they
the
die?
Reason why I believe. No. The reason why I believe that it actually happened is because he didn't even go after Trump. He just stated that they drank bleach to kill the virus. That's what they told him.
I guess it's not completely ridiculous. There's one guy working on a private well. I can't give the names out or anything like that, but he had a lot of ants and stuff like that. And we told we said he needs to disinfect his private well, and he poured gasoline down it. So he killed the ants.
I thought you were
he killed the ants.
I thought you said you were going to add bleach, because adding bleach would be fine, but adding...
No, you add bleach. That's what you do. You add chlorine, correctly. This guy literally goes and pours gasoline down his well.
Oh, damn, that's disgusting. Well, hey.
But whatever.
Okay.
We hit this with a hot rap.
I will say this though about his sister. All right.
Stop!
Hottest dictator. Hottest dictator in the world. Hottest dictator in the world.
Right.
Is that?
That's the best take of this whole.
Is that the movement you're going to be doing all night over here, Nick?
Let me hit this with a hot Google real quick.
Please, Trevor, don't join.
I had to. Oh.
She can dictate you any day.
Okay. All right, let's wrap.
If she actually becomes the dictator, be prepared for Reddit to basically go nanny over her. There's gonna be an utter shit ton of pictures of just her in bikinis.
I'm just ready for the anime on it. I didn't say hentai. Next. According to North Korea, their leaders don't have an asshole.
True though, they don't poop. That's actual fact.
I don't poop
So she
either.
can't do so there's no potential for like anal hentai with her.
Well, that's the thing, you know. You got the loaf of bread over here, or you have a bagel. I'll take the loaf of bread. All right.
Can we please wrap up?
I'm ready. What are you doing? Come on, Trevor.
Promotions. Alex, promote yourself.
Hey, I'll need to drop it. Twitch.tv, you know, that's me. So I don't have anything else because I'm super lame. I don't like social medias.
Social media? Where can we
Yeah.
find you?
Me. Alice Bearded. That's... I think I've said it so many times on this stream that basically anyone who watches already knows.
Hey, and Poot?
Twitch.tv/Alinity. OnlyFans coming soon.
God, stop.
Next.
Okay. You can find me on at twitch.tv/Trevor Monreal or twitter.com/Trevor Monreal.
He also has an OnlyFans.
Or
Yeah, it does have
OnlyFans/Trevor Monreal or Patreon/Trevor Monreal is another one. Okay,
I'm not gonna say it. Flex Storm. Oh wait, you can't say that, can you? Sorry.
Chatterbait/Trevor
You
Monreal.
can't say that. Oh no!
Bye.
I think we're actually fine.
Bye.
Bye.